Yoon Suk-yeol is set to address a joint meeting of Congress in just a few hours. He will be the first South Korean president to deliver a speech to American lawmakers in a decade. Later today, he will also be meeting with Vice President Kamala Harris and U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken. And for more, Jagruthi Dave joins us live from Washington, D.C. Jagruthi, that Washington declaration welcomed by many, but it falls short for those who want South Korea to gain its own nuclear capabilities. The fact that it has not got this, will this have any impact on U.S.-South Korean relations?
Well, we must remember that the US already has a treaty commitment to defend South Korea using nuclear weapons if necessary. And the US and South Korea are very keen to present this agreement as an enhancement of the US's commitment to South Korea. Many experts are saying that, it could signal that deepening of ties between the US and South Korea. But on the other hand, both sides, whilst they are trying to show this declaration as an example to allay concerns there may be in South Korea of the US's commitment to put its money where its mouth is, as it were, when it comes to South Korean defense. There are some experts who suggest that maybe it falls short of what South Korea actually wanted. Remember that there are no actual US nukes on South Korean soil as part of this agreement. South Korea gets an operational say in nuclear planning, but doesn't get an arsenal of its own. Experts say that actually this might not allay those demands that exist within South Korea for South Korea to have its own nuclear arsenal. It also suggests some experts won't actually deter North Korea and its ongoing challenging behavior in the peninsula, because they argue that this might be viewed as merely a symbolic gesture that lacks the teeth required to present a real show of force.
President Yoon also set to deliver a speech before the U.S. Congress. At this point, any information on what might be in that speech?
Well, one thing we know for sure is that this is a hugely momentous occasion for US-South Korean relations. It's coinciding with the 70th anniversary of the alliance. And so, any address to a joint session of Congress is a huge deal. If you remember the pomp and circumstance surrounding Ukraine's leader, the latest leader, foreign dignitary, to address a joint session of Congress. So this is likely to be no different. And, we know that Yoon Suk-yeol has been talking a lot about the importance of global freedom. And that, I think, is something that we might hear in that speech. He's been speaking about it with relation to Ukraine, with relation to the Taiwan Strait, and of course, tensions on the Korean Peninsula. So I think global freedom is probably a theme that we could see recurring in his speech. In the bipartisan congressional leaders' invitation to Yoon Suk-yeol, they noted that this was coinciding with the 70th anniversary. So we're likely to hear a lot about the history of the US-South Korean alliance. But also the leaders said that this would be an opportunity for Yoon Suk-yeol to talk about his vision for the future of their alliance and their security partnership. So I think those are some of the themes that we are likely to see in this really momentous address later on.
Thanks for that. Jagruthi Dave reporting live to us from Washington, D.C.